Good evening, everyone. This is Don Halling with the Prep Girls Hoops Network here in Illinois, and we have another team interview going on tonight. I'm lucky enough to be with the O'Fallon High School team tonight and with Coach Nick Knolhoff and some of his girls. So I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Nick right away and let him introduce who's with him tonight. Nick?
Yeah, thanks, Don. Thanks for having us again. I love what you're doing here and including the athletes on the perspective of, what they can work on and previous season and what to look forward to the next season. With us tonight is current junior Amelia Bell, current junior Tyana Lovelace, current junior Aubrey Mister, and current freshman Shannon Dowell. A little bit about each player. Amelia Bell is a forward, averaged 12.5 points a game and 7 rebounds. Tyana Lovelace is another post forward, 11 points, 7 rebounds a game. Aubrey Mister is a off guard, and she averaged 6 points a game. And then Shannon Dowell averaged 10.5 points a game. So a lot of opportunities and unselfishness between these girls on the court.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for the introduction and a little bit of stats for the girls. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started. And Aubrey is going to go ahead and go first. And so, Aubrey, just to start with, just kind of tell the folks a little bit about you, your name, obviously what class you're in. Coach went over that a little bit. Talk about your position and what other sports you play. If you play any kind of AAU basketball at all, talk about that. And then also just anything else outside of school or in school clubs or anything else that you belong to outside of sports.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Mister. I'm a 5'8" guard in the class of 2021. I don't play any AAU ball, but I do play soccer for the school and for a club team, and I'm involved in NHS at my school.
Okay, awesome. Amelia?
My name's Amelia Bell. I'm a 6'1" forward in the class of 2021, and this summer I'm going to play with Kentucky Premier for basketball, and then in school I'm involved in Leadership Council and National Honor Society.
Okay, awesome. Despite the fact that we were going to go to T, I don't have you on video, so I'm going to go to Shannon and let her cover hers first, and then hopefully T will come back on video. Sorry, Shannon, I accidentally still had you muted. Do you want to go ahead again? I'm sorry.
My name is Shannon Dowell. I'm a 2023 5'9" shooting guard. I'm currently playing AAU for Bradley Billy Elite. Since my basketball schedule is so strict, I haven't found any extra activities to do.
Okay. And despite the fact that the long history is there with your last name, we're not involved in track, huh?
No.
There might be some in your family that wishes you were. Okay. T, I still don't see you. Are you there?
I don't know what's going on with my computer. It says that my camera's on, but I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. At least go ahead and introduce yourself to go through that question, if you would.
I'm Tyana Lovelace, 2021 post player. I don't really have anything going on for the summer. I don't have anything out of school activity going on because of everything that's going on and my parents.
Okay. Now, if we are able to play in July, will you be going back east and try to play in July, or have you made that decision, or do you know what you're doing there?
Actually, I don't know what we're doing yet. It's more of my mom's situation. We have to figure out what we're doing with her.
Okay, no problem. And that I just wanted to make sure where we're at with that. Okay. Then I'm going to move back to Aubrey. Then we'll go into that second question, Aubrey. So just want to talk a little bit about your skills as it applies to basketball. Both, what are your actual basketball skills, and then obviously you have some, physical skills, especially that probably stem from you playing soccer. So just tell the folks a little bit about you and your skills in your game.
For my strengths in the game, I'm a fairly consistent shooter. One of my best things is defense, and with that, I'd say I'm pretty quick, and I've got a lot of stamina that I've gained from soccer, and I think I get the ball to the post pretty well with Amelia and T in there.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to try to get you to expand on that just a little bit. Obviously, I don't know your soccer game, but talk to us about about soccer and how that maybe plays into your defensive ability. Because obviously, as you said, you're quick, you're really good at staying on somebody, even in a little bit of a physical nature. When it gets a little bit tougher. Given an example, when you guys played Edwardsville and you guard Sydney Harris, she's a little bit bigger than you are, and it got a little physical because maybe she was getting a little frustrated. Do you think that handling that and playing that way and being good at defense stems somewhat from playing soccer?
Yeah, I would say so. With soccer for my club team, we play in one of the best leagues in the nation, and I play against really good girls and just really good athletes in general. And I think having to play against like really good competition all the time helps with grit and just having to get down and get dirty sometimes and just do what you have to do.
Okay, good, great. Amelia, I'll turn it over to you then for the same question.
Some of the skills I think I have include like running the floor, and I feel like I can keep the same pace the whole game. Like I have a good endurance, and like I'm capable of attacking the basket, and like if I get fouled, I will knock my free throws down. And also I'm a leader on the court and a good decision maker, so like I know when it's fair to pass or shoot. And then also I always look for like what's best for the team and not just for me.
Okay. I will refuse to use the joke about your free throws and me being in the gym, so we'll move past that. But one thing that you've seen, if you've read any article that I've written, if you've ever talked to me about Amelia, one of the things that you hear me talk about is I think she's got a little bit of a nasty streak. And I'm just kind of curious, first of all, if you see that, and if so, have you always been that way? Is that from fighting with your older sister when you grew up, or where did that come from?
I don't know. I think it came from soccer when I played, because I just like was really competitive and a lot of the girls were just smaller than me. So I don't know if like I got tripped and I got mad. That's always just how I've been.
Yeah, well, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, I've always said I think that's one of your a trait that most college coaches may not really realize that you have, that I think they should realize you have, because I think that's something that will play well in college. You're not likely to back down from anybody. One of the first times I really got a chance to see a full game, I saw somebody decide they wanted to try to mess with you on a rebound, on a defensive rebound that you got, and I saw some activity, I'll say, on the way back down the court, and it made me realize they don't really want to be messing with Amelia. She's got way too sharp of elbows and is more than willing to take her space and keep it hers. So I like that about your game. Okay, Shannon, I'm going to move over to you for the same question.
I think I'm good at using my quickness to drive to the basket, and when I get there, I can find my post players. I can jump really high, and I have long arms, so I get a lot of deflections and a few rebounds.
Okay. Talk about that too, Shannon, as to how that comes into play, like when you're trying to go to the basket. Obviously, you guys do like to play at a faster pace, and so a lot of times, whether it be in the full court or the half court, when you're going to the basket, I think that length and that jumping ability really play in your ability to score in the lane too.
Yeah, it does help, because a lot of people that guard me, some are taller than me, but some aren't as tall, and my arms being really long, I can like finish.
Okay, good. T, over to you for the same question.
My skills that I have, I'm very aggressive when it comes to the offensive side, like, and defensive side. I'm really good at rebounding and like just seeing the floor and seeing like where all my other teammates are and stuff like that. And yeah.
Okay. Again, I'll throw out something that if anybody's read anything that I've written about T or ever talked to me about her, I think that it seems like you're very strong, and that really plays well when it plays well everywhere, but really when you're trying to get position down low in the post, it seems like you do a good job of using your legs and your strength to kind of get that position. Is that something that you agree with, something that you see, something that you you feel like that's something you've always tried to do, or talk a little bit about that?
I do agree with that. I see like when I look on tapes and stuff like that, I do see that I am a very strong person. I don't try, but it's just something that I know I have to
Okay.
do on the court. I have to be strong. I can't be just, willy-nilly.
Yeah, well, the other thing, the way I think that really comes into play for you, T, is that obviously, ideally it'd be nice if you were 6'2", 6'3", but you're not. So, getting that position and holding it at your height, being just a little bit shorter than a lot of the taller posts around, I think that it's a lot of what really allows you to score in the lane is by getting that good position and then being able to finish with either hand. There's nothing they can do once you've got them buried where you want them.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm going to move on to the next question then. Aubrey, back to you as far as what skills. I know obviously in the world the way it is today, it's a little bit harder to work on those skills, but talk about what skills that you're trying to improve for next year that you want to be better at as you come into next season.
For next season, I really just want to work on being stronger overall. I'm not the most built person muscle-wise, so I'd like to work on being stronger on the ball, and I'd also like to work on being able to dribble in tighter situations because Kayla's leaving, and we don't really have like a main point guard as of right now, so I know to like help the team, I need to work on those type of skills.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Those will play well together, and the fact that if you are the person bringing the ball up the court and somebody's pressuring you, both the strength to hold them off and then the ball handling to be able to keep it safe will be important for you. One thing I mentioned before that we talked about before, you mentioned your grit, and I think that's one thing that's interesting about you is when people look at you, yes, you don't look like you're necessarily that strong of a person, but you play strong. So by adding some strength, I think will even make it better for you. So, okay. Amelia, jumping over to you for the same question.
I would really like to improve my 3-point shot, like make it more consistent so I have the confidence to knock it down in a game. And so like that the other teams will like respect my shot, so it'll open like lanes to the basket for me. And also I want to work on my ball handling. Like I can do the moves in a drill, but when it comes to the game, the pace is just faster. So I have to be able to do it quicker. And then lastly, I want to become like physically stronger so I can like compete with all the posts I'm playing against.
Okay, good. Now, if anybody happened to be sitting in the stands the last regular season game against Edwardsville, they'd say, what do you mean you don't have a lot of confidence in it and you need to improve your 3-point shot? But unfortunately, that doesn't happen every night. And I think you're right, Amelia. I think, and it's just normal for any player. Is one thing to be able to do things in practice or with Coach Ruckman in a workout. It's another thing to be able to do it in a game. So I think those are good things to be working on. Okay, Shannon, what about you?
I'm working on getting more comfortable using my left hand, meaning layups and driving to the basket. I want to work on not cracking under pressure when I'm forced to use my left hand. I also want to work on my endurance so I can stay in the game longer. And I want to get stronger so I can finish through contact.
Okay, good. Something you said there, I guess, brings me to something I wanted to make sure I talked to you about tonight. Obviously, you stepped into a starting role immediately as a freshman in a pretty tough conference, playing pretty tough competition. You mentioned about not wanting to fall under pressure when they make you go to your left. Just talk about how your freshman year went and if you kind of felt that way at times where maybe you got into games and it was a lot of high pressure or a tough game. And did you feel like you handled that well, or do you feel like that's something that just in general at times you were up and down as a freshman and you want to be more consistent as a sophomore, or how did you feel about that?
Some games I took it well, but some games I didn't. Like the first 2 times we played Edwardsville, it seemed like I played terrible and like cracked immediately. I guess because it's like Edwardsville. So it was like I played terrible.
Yeah. it's an experience. Not a lot of people have the opportunity to start as a freshman, and most that do experience the same thing at some point in time, Shannon. So it's certainly nothing to be embarrassed about, just a learning experience, and you get better at it. So good. Okay. T, what about you? What skills are you working on in the off season?
Skills that I'm working on is mostly mentally, like with me, like confidence. I have to work on that a lot because with self-confidence, that helps me a lot when it comes to like playing on the court. I have to have confidence in me shooting. Like I have to have confidence in me driving to the basket, even though I know not all the time I'm going to make it, and not be so, I would say, like afraid of failing or like messing up. Um, I definitely want to work on like my free throws. Like they gotten better, but I want them to be better than now. And I just have to work on just more being aggressive down like at the post, knowing how to do more than just posting up. And yeah.
Okay. Um, One other thing, I guess, and we at one point when we talked a little bit last year during the season, we kind of talked about this a little bit. I'm sure that one of the other things that you'd like to see improve next year would be your hey, there's T's video. One of the things I'm assuming you'd like to see improve is your free throw shooting.
Yes.
I'm sure Coach would like that too. Okay. The next thing I was going to move on to is just kind of talking a little bit about college. And so just for everybody that's on and watching, so you know, Aubrey has already made a decision of where she's going to go to school next year. As we talked about, she is a soccer player and going to be playing soccer at the University of Memphis next year. So I'll kind of skip over her with this one, but so I'll go to you, Amelia, first. Just talk a little bit about college. I know this, but tell everybody else, I guess, that certainly playing in college is something that you'd like to do. But talk a little bit about if you have anywhere that you're looking at, if there's any schools maybe that you're talking to that you would want to share. Any ideas of kind of what you're looking for in a school? Do you want to stay close to home? There's specific major of study that you're looking for. Just kind of, I guess, give us some ideas about what your hopes and plans and dreams are and thoughts are for the next level.
Yeah, I definitely want to play college basketball because I just want, but the division really doesn't matter to me. I just want to be able to play the game while getting an education. And some of the schools I'm talking to right now are like SIUE and then Carbondale. And I was talking to Drake University in Iowa, and then another one's Columbia University in New York. And I haven't really thought about like what comes into like me picking out a college yet. Like I don't know location or anything like that. I don't know what major I want to be, but I know I want to play college basketball.
Okay, awesome. And obviously then in this environment with you not being able to play in the spring and who knows what will happen for the summer, have you been trying to stay in touch with those schools, sending them any kind of video, or what things have you been doing with this environment to try to keep active in the recruiting?
Yeah, I've sent out like my highlight film from the junior season to like multiple colleges I'm interested in, but I'm going to wait until like the period where the D1 schools can't like talk to you to send them out to them.
Right. Yep. Okay, good. And then I guess ultimately at some point in time, once you kind of get a little further, are you hoping to start making some visits to campus just so you can see some of these schools, or where do you think you'll go from here?
Yeah, I had an unofficial visit to Drake University, but that's like the only one that I've had, but I like am planning on going to other colleges too.
Oh, so you have been up to Drake?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We'll have to talk about that sometime. Since that's up near where my family's from, and I'm very familiar with Drake in that area, so we'll have to talk about that sometime. Okay, T, I'm going to jump to you real quick on this then, and then I'll finish with Shannon since it's a little bit farther away for her. So can you give us an update, T, about anybody that you may be talking to, what you're looking into, what's going to be important, what you're looking for in a school as far as anything that's going to help you decide where you might want to go?
There's only 2 colleges that I've been talking to for now, and that's I can't pronounce, it's Ibani University, that's in New York, and Longwood University, that is in Virginia. Most colleges that I'm kind of looking for back and going back to the East Coast. So I'm kind of looking for down there,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much it.
Okay. And anything other than obviously the location of being back out east, anything that's going to be important to you as far as making those decisions as to where you might want to go, or is that really just going to come down to who's interested and then finding what feels like the right fit?
More of who's interested and what feels right to just
Okay.
be there.
And do you have any ideas of what you might be considering studying in school yet, or is that like Amelia? Is that kind of something you're not ready for yet?
I'm not really ready for it yet.
I thought maybe that answer might be art.
Yeah, I do love art, but it's not really something I want to major in. I'm more of like a math person,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know yet. I'm not undecided.
Okay. Good enough. And Shannon, again, obviously you just finished your freshman campaign, but on the other hand, you have an older sister that just finished her freshman year at a junior college. So it does already kind of give you a little bit of perspective of how this process works and watching her go through it. So can you just kind of give everybody an update of, what what your hopes and dreams and plans are, and what you've kind of seen maybe through what Bryce went through, and what you'd be looking for as you get closer to that point?
I want to play at the highest level I can, but if I don't get that opportunity, I'll play at any level really. But I have no clue where I want to go yet. And I'm looking I want to study medicine.
Okay. Anything that, I mean, obviously I know it wasn't you, it was your sister, but anything that you saw as Bryce went through that process that you think will help you when it comes time for you to go through it?
She made it seem like it was so easy. She said college is super easy. The hardest part is the practices, she said, and getting in shape. But she said the actual college part is easy.
Okay. What about the recruiting part for her? I mean, obviously I know where Bryce ended up going, but I don't know kind of what she went through. Was that a quick and easy decision for her, or did you kind of see her go through some time and difficulty of deciding where she wanted to go that maybe you think will help you when the time comes, or how did that go?
I don't think it really will help me because her choice was so quick and easy. It was no.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it did go very easy for Bryson. Hopefully, when the time comes, it's that easy for you, Shannon. Okay. Well, then from there, girls, we're going to jump into kind of that last question of just talking about next season, and I'll jump back to Aubrey and just discuss maybe what some of. Oh, I apologize. I'm jumping one ahead. Going to the question now, talking about kind of how you got into the game and what your background is in it. So, Aubrey, maybe talk a little bit about how you got started in basketball, and maybe anybody who was kind of an influence for you, both whether it be coaches or family, and then also just maybe any players or anything that you watched that kind of helped you, learn more about the game.
I started playing basketball when I was younger. I don't really know what grade, but with just Parks and Rec in O'Fallon. And then in third grade, I moved to Junior Panthers, and my dad coached, and I played with Grace Riley on East. And then in fourth grade, I started playing with Amelia, and I've kind of went up through the O'Fallon Junior Panthers system from there. And then me and Amelia played some basketball, club basketball in St. Louis for 2 years. And then after that, I didn't really play any AAU or anything because I wanted to focus on soccer. But my influences were definitely both of my parents. My dad and always coached me in basketball when I was younger. And I think that helped a lot because having him as my coach meant I got yelled at a lot. And not that he picked on me, but he's my dad, so he's a little bit more direct with me than a normal coach would be. And I think that helped me be really disciplined now that I'm older on and off the court. And my mom's influenced me. She's always just cheered me on in everything that I've done. And she also coaches, which helps because she can give me pointers on just being a good athlete and not necessarily basketball. But yeah. And then for other influences, I've always grown up watching the O'Fallon girls play, and just all of them playing was always really cool to me when I was younger because I knew that I'd be playing on the court that they were one day.
Okay, great. Amelia, how about you?
Yeah, in like second and third grade, I played for Upward basketball. And then in fourth grade, I started playing for the Junior Panthers with like Aubrey and her dad. And then I think it was like seventh grade is when I started to first play with the St. Louis Eagles. And then I went throughout last year. And then this summer, I'm going to be playing with Kentucky Premier, like I said. And then some of the people that have influenced me are definitely like my family, because they always supported me throughout everything. And then obviously Coach Monty Mister, because he taught me like the basics of basketball and really got me to love the game. And then two coaches from the St. Louis Eagles were Vicky Ambrose and then Coach Gray, who's no longer with us, but he definitely impacted like my game and my life altogether. And then like when I first came to O'Fallon when I was a freshman, Coach K had like all the confidence in me when I came there, and I'm like really grateful for that. And then also senior like Sydney Thurwalker when I was a freshman, she treated me like a little sister and just like took me under her wing. So that was nice.
Awesome. Shannon, what about you?
I was introduced to the game by my sister, Bryce. She played, so I always tried to copy everything she tried to do. But I didn't officially start until like second grade. I played Pee Wee. And then third and fourth grade, I did the Y. In fourth grade, I played with Team First. Fifth grade, I played with the team called the Lady Angels. Then I went to Missouri Elite. In sixth grade, I finally started playing with Bradley Bill. And my main influencers are really my parents, because they really are the reason for my success, because they invest a lot of time and money in me. And my dad, he's kind of like, he really helps me with pointers a lot because he played. And my mom, she thinks she knows basketball, but
Boy, I can't wait to see her and hear her reaction to that.
And I like to thank Coach Nick, because when I first got to O'Fallon, he really helped me stay grounded by always threatening to put me on JV.
I might have to unmute Coach for that one. Anything to add there, Coach?
No, just a little bit of motivation of a freshman.
I saw you enjoying it, so I thought I'd give you a chance. Anything else, Shannon?
No.
Okay. T, how about you?
How I started was in third grade. Where I was living, it wasn't really the best place. Where I used to stay, it wasn't really the best place. And we had this Boys and Girls Club where I would always go to my friend's house, and they had the Boys and Girls Club right across the street from them. And we went, and they always had like these activities. And one time they had like this basketball activity, and I was just like, sure, why not try it? I was a bored kid. I never liked to do anything. I was like, so let's just do it. And I honestly didn't really like it. I would cry in the middle of the court because I didn't even know what a basketball was. And I wanted to quit, but this is where my Nana came in. She's the one who actually helped me. She was just the one. She was like, Tyana, I paid for this, so you're not quitting. I paid. I was like, okay. So that's when I graduated. Like, that's when I started to get into fourth grade and fifth grade. And I just started like, wow, I really liked it. It kept me out of a lot of trouble. It changed me in a way. And that's why I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the game and how I love to play. I just felt I like the feeling of like the competitiveness and with other people. And then that's when my mom came in, her supporting me even from a long distance. That's what's helping me push through right now. I'm mostly playing for myself and for her. And then I also have my two coaches. I have Coach K, and then my Coach Lavonda, who I started playing with in fifth and sixth grade and during middle school. She was like another mom to me. She was the one who helped me like understand what a basketball was. She was the one who basically started that off also. So yeah.
Okay, great. And now to jump to the last question that I was trying to get to earlier ahead of it. Aubrey, back to you. Just talking about next year and what some of your personal goals are, and maybe what some goals are that you've got personally, or maybe the team has already discussed, but kind of your goals and your goals for the team next year.
I would say a personal goal for next year is I just want to work on being the best athlete I can, knowing that it's like my last year playing basketball. I really want to like use those skills to get better in general, so I can like take some of those just athletic skills in general to college with me, because it'll help playing soccer, just being an all-around athlete, like I said. And then for my team goal, we've gone really far every year, and we just keep getting farther. And for my senior year, I'd really like to make a run at state, because I think that would just be like the ultimate senior year, just because I've been with these girls since I was a freshman and with Coach K, and he's just pushed us so hard. But my ultimate goal would be to run our doggy play at state. It is all I want to do when we get there. I don't care if we win or lose, just want to run doggy.
Which one?
Coach, anything you'd like to share with everybody on what the doggy play is?
Secret weapon, secret weapon.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll let you get away with that then. Amelia, I'll turn it over to you.
For me, I really just want to play college basketball so I can get an education. And then for like the team, I feel like we're capable of being first in the conference. Like if we work really hard at it, like with all the talent we have coming back, I feel like we will be able to do that, or we can. And then like with every other team, you want to go to state. But I feel like if we just work for all the little goals throughout the season, then we can make it to state.
Awesome. Great perspective. Shannon, how about you?
My main goal is like a long-term goal. I want to use basketball to help me get a college education, and I want to graduate from college. But for my team, I want us to go further than we did this past year, meaning like state. And I want to win the Highland tournament and be conference champs.
Okay, awesome. T, how about you?
Personal goal for me is mostly all confidence. Like before the senior season even start, I just really want for myself to start trusting myself more, and to get in my head that I know that I can do things, I can do better on the court, and just stop self-doubting myself all the time. And for the team goal, I really want us to get to the states. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And you've said it a couple times, T, and so I'll just reiterate kind of what you're saying. Unfortunately, sometimes your biggest competition is that person in the mirror that you're looking at. So
Most definitely.
hopefully you can get that squared away. Okay, well, with that, then I am going to go ahead and go back to Coach and see what comments or thoughts he might have as we wrap this up.
We can kind of see the different personalities I have to deal with at practice here with these four. No, it's just really nice to see them. They've got great perspectives on their strengths and weaknesses. It's just really unfortunate that we can't be together, coming up here in June. Who knows what's going to happen. But, when the team starts talking about state as a team goal, that doesn't happen with most teams. So we know what we have coming back. We know the competition that we have to play. These girls are hungry. We've improved our playoffs the last 3 years I've been there. So we know what we can do as a team. These girls, they will work really, really hard for it. So it's great to see them here today.
Awesome. And I'll just say that hopefully for you guys to pull off a big win next year, it won't take Coach being near his deathbed. So
most definitely.
Okay. Well, I don't think I had anything else other than to say, ladies, thanks for joining me tonight. I've enjoyed getting an opportunity to watch all of you guys play over the last year. And as everyone can tell from watching this, I certainly have enough knowledge to talk intelligently about each one of their games because I've had the thrill of watching them play. So look forward to doing it again next year, and hope you guys get an opportunity to practice and get something done before the end of the summer. But everybody just stay safe, and I appreciate you taking the time tonight. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.